Hi, Dan Hirsch here for AboutHomeDesign.com. We get asked a lot about stain colors for wood floors. It can be pretty tough to choose. The colors often look very much alike, and it's nearly impossible to make a good choice by simply looking at small color samples on little pieces of wood in the store or images on a website. A much better way to make the choice is to place several samples on the unfinished wood flooring right in your house. It's an easy matter to buy a few of the smallest cans of stain and wipe them onto the floor as we're doing here. This method might cost a few dollars more than just picking a color, since you have to buy these extra cans of stain, but the small cans of stain aren't very expensive, especially compared to the total cost of the floor. We think it's worth the cost to make sure you get the color you want. Be sure to stir the stain thoroughly to mix it well. Wood stains have particles in them that settle to the bottom of the can quickly. Stirring keeps those particles suspended in the liquid so they get spread evenly when you apply the stain to wood. You'll want to label the areas of stain as soon as you put them down so you don't forget which is which later. After you've applied these stains and created your sample panels, give yourself a day to look them over. They might look different at different times of the day when the light might be different. Light can change colors dramatically. If you have cabinets, fabrics, or wall colors that will go in the room, bring in samples of those too. That way you'll be able to see the entire palette of colors all together. You might be thinking that doing samples of stain right on the floor will make it harder to finish the floor evenly after you've chosen your stain color, but that's no problem. Wood stain actually only barely penetrates the surface of the wood. All of the stain in the samples will disappear when the floor finisher begins to stay on the surface, so there will be no residue of the samples left behind. So don't get stuck trying to choose your floor stain from tiny samples in the paint store, and don't let the builder rush your decision. Larger samples placed in your house will make the process of color selection much easier, and you'll get what you want. For more tips and advice on home design and remodeling topics, look through our many articles here on AboutHomeDesign.com and on DesigningYourPerfectHouse.com.